Hey guys, I'm Jill Powell. I am joined today by my lovely friend Stephanie. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I know, I'm so excited. I finally get to work on her face. I've been wanting to for a while, and we're gonna show you this beautiful kind of everyday complexion look. She's got great skin, but it's just a way to do a quick complexion and to make it look flawless. So stay tuned. Okay, so I always start out with prepping the skin, and that is so important when you have any clients that you're working with. You want to make sure that everything is nice and hydrated and beautiful before you get started. So ask your client like what works for you. I did ask her if she has oily skin or dry skin. And you get oily kind of like what, right in your cheeks?
Just
kind
right
of?
in the cheek area, eye area.
Yeah, and a little drier around the mouth.
Correct.
So if she's drier in any area, you really want to make sure that you're hydrating. My hands are very cold right now, so I apologize. We're gonna tighten those pores right now. But you wanna make sure that you're hydrating any dryness, because if there's dryness, you're gonna have texture. And no one loves texture, right? We want everything looking really smooth. You have really soft skin. Holy cow. What skincare do you use?
Rodan and Fields.
Do you? Do you sell it or do you just use it?
Just use it.
Nice. So many people are selling it nowadays. It's very popular. I use their Lash Boost. Good stuff. Okay, so you want to just make sure that the skin is nice and hydrated, because you want everything to sit really nicely on the skin. She has really soft skin, so you definitely hydrate typically, right?
I do.
Moisturize. Good, good. Morning and night?
Morning and night.
Good girl. So yeah, I like to use my hands as well. This will help me kind of feel like her skin looked great, but I didn't know how it felt. So sometimes skin can either look amazing and then all of a sudden you feel texture or dryness or rough patches. And likewise, like her skin is super soft. So do you have a problem with your makeup staying on your skin?
No.
No, it stays pretty well?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Sometimes if you have really soft or smooth skin, makeup can slide right off. So, all right, so I've prepped her with moisturizer. You always want to do eye cream as well. So I'm going to use my ring finger and just give her a little bit of eye cream. Always in this little crow's feet area. You don't have any crow's feet yet. You're nice and young still. But you always want to hydrate that area and make sure it's nice and smooth. This will help your concealer go on. Again, you don't want your concealer to be like dry or cakey in this area, so it's important to really hydrate with eye cream. Ring fingers also apply the least amount of pressure, so I'm not tugging this skin around the eye area. You just want to be really delicate with it. And the third major step in skin prep, like on myself, I do like 9 steps because, let's be honest, I need it right now. Getting a little older, it's showing a little bit. But on clients, you definitely need your basics at least. So you can add a serum in there. You can add, sometimes I even do an exfoliation or a scrub or a hydrating mask or an eye mask. So it just depends, depends what level of service you want to give. But this is a lip mask by Bite Beauty. I love this one. Just really hydrates the lips. Right now we're kind of in a dry season, so always want to make sure that you're nice and hydrated. And get your lips conditioned at the very beginning of makeup when you're in your skin prep step, because it has time to soak in, and by the time you get to the last step, which is usually lips, then everything's soaked in. You can wipe off any excess balm and then go in and your lips are nice and hydrated and plumped and not dry and flaky and gross. So definitely an important step in your prep step. All right, so now we are going to prep with just a little bit of primer. She said she gets oily in the cheek area, so I want to make sure that her makeup stays on really well. You have a Christmas party tonight, right?
I do.
Little party girl, a little party tonight. So we want to make sure that everything stays on and does not budge. So I'm using a flat foundation brush. This one's by Armani, Giorgio Armani. It's actually nice and soft. So it's synthetic bristles, but they're very fluffy. So if you're applying foundation with this brush, like we are, well, not yet, but we will, it's going to apply it in a more kind of soft airbrushed fashion. So you're going to always pick your brush based on your client's needs or what effect you want to give. All right, so a little bit of primer all over. Make sure I got, your lashes are so long. She's got the best lashes I think I've ever seen. So we're gonna perfect with foundation next, and I've chose a few colors of the Armani Luminous Silk. This is a great foundation for anyone who is dry to combination skin. It really does just look like skin. It gives a medium coverage. It's super beautiful. It smooths everything. It doesn't settle in pores. It's a great one. It's probably one of my all-time favorite foundations. So I'm going to choose 3 colors. I have number 4, number 5.5, and number 6. So they all look very different. Number 4 is more neutral. Number 5.5 has more pink to it, and number 6 has more olive to it. So I'm going to use a combination of all of these to achieve exactly what I want. She's definitely a little more golden in here. So we're going to give her face a tiny bit more color, but I'm not sure if she's that olive. So we're going to mix a little concoction. I'm going to use the same brush I did with my primer, and I'm going to start with the most golden color because I want to match down here. I'm going to start on her forehead because that's where it's where the sun naturally hits. So usually people have a lot more color on their foreheads, and that will make it look the most natural. Yeah, I do like that on you. Tuck your little hair. So we're going to apply, this one is number 6 along her forehead. And it's just giving her a nice little bit of color to her face, but still looking very natural. You always want to mimic the colors in their skin if you were going deeper or changing the color of what their face is. Her face is a tiny bit lighter. Do you wear sunscreen every day? Mm-hmm. Good girl. Right here. That's why her skin's so good. So she wears her sunscreen, which is awesome. And that means that her face doesn't get as much color, doesn't get as much sun. So she's got a lot more color down here than she does in her face. So we want to match it and mimic it. I'm going to get more of this number 6 because it's looking really good on her. That's probably the color you have at home.
I think so.
I told her to buy this foundation like a month ago. You love it, right?
I love it.
Yeah. Do a little bit more on the cheeks. And just working in sheer layers. So I put some on and we're just going to blend it so that it's nice and sheer. Giving some color along her nose. And then just blending down. All right. Just kind of buffing this onto the skin. Again, this brush is super soft, so it's going to apply like a really light texture. It's not going to apply a lot. You don't need a lot. You've got great skin. We're going to do a little bit of concealing, just a couple little areas, but for the most part, you've got really smooth, beautiful skin. And this foundation stays on you pretty well, right?
Yeah, it stays all day.
It wears on you well. That's perfect. That's what we want. And it photographs so pretty. Have you noticed that? Like your pictures are beautiful, right? I mean, you're gorgeous anyways, but it does photograph really nicely. All right, just gonna blend it down. I am gonna give a little bit of color to her neck. A lot of times, if you wear sunscreen, you're blending it down to your neck to keep us from looking older. That's where we show a lot of signs of aging. You have no signs of aging yet. I'm jealous, I'm starting to see it. I'm gonna have to start doing all those neck creams and everything. Getting older sucks. Sometimes, not always. All right, but now it's matching a little bit more of your chest color, so that's awesome. All right, I'm gonna take that lighter color, which is number 4, and I'm gonna kind of go through the center of the face. I wanna brighten it a little bit, and I'm gonna do this with concealer as well, but I do want to just kind of lighten up a little bit to create some dimension. And I love just the finish of this foundation. It's so pretty. Go right along here. What do you use to apply your foundation? Do you do a brush or your
A
fingers?
brush.
A brush. Like a flat foundation brush or a fluffier one?
It's fluffy.
Fluffy. So there's some that are like that rounded almost.
It's round and fluffy.
Yeah. So you get kind of like that airbrush finish. It's nice. So again, I'm just taking that number 4, lightening up a little bit through the center of the face. And as you can see, I'm doing these sheer layers because that's going to help it look the most natural. It's going to help it to stay on. Sheer layers are best. I don't even think I'm going to use that 5.5, so I kind of just wasted it, but oh well. These 2 colors look the best on her. So I'm again going in with 4, just pretty much like right underneath her cheekbone, just to kind of make that, like highlight that area and make it stand out, and then turn your chin just a little bit. We're gonna get all that. This foundation is really pretty on you. Okay, and then you can look straight again. Okay, so I have my foundation on and I'm loving it. It looks so pretty on her skin, but I do want to go in and conceal just a little bit. So we're going to step in with some concealer. So I've chosen 2 different concealers. One is the Cover FX Power Play Concealer, and this color is probably one of the golden ones. Nope, neutral. Neutral medium 1. And I'm also going to use the Elsie Complete Remedy Concealer in light. I really love the Elsie concealer under the eyes. It might be a little bit light. The medium's in my own personal makeup bag, so my kit is lacking a medium. True story. I do have medium tan. That could work. We might mix the 2. We'll get medium if we mix the 2. I don't need to carry every single concealer because I mix everything anyways. And sometimes my makeup bag needs a little love because everything goes in my kit. So, all right, so we're gonna be using the Power Play Concealer just to spot conceal any areas that I feel need a little extra love. I want to make sure her skin looks flawless. Again, she has an event tonight, so everything needs to look perfect, perfect. I'm using just a flat concealer brush and applying just a tiny bit, and then I like to take my finger and just press it into the skin. This will give just like a natural finish. It just blends the edges, makes it become like basically one with the skin. It just melts that concealer right in. Tiny little taps. Also going to conceal around the nose. Sometimes it's hard to get the foundation in the little crevices, so I like to take my concealer brush, get like in the under part, right around the nostrils, pretty much everywhere. Do you use concealer?
Not that much.
Occasionally, here and there. Yeah, you don't really have darkness under your eyes or anything, but concealer is nice just to give a little extra love because it has so much coverage that you just do it really sheer, so you don't really see it. That's what's amazing about concealer. Look at that. Flawless complexion already. I am going to do just a tiny bit around the eyes. So I'm going to mix those 2 Elsie concealers, the light and the medium dark, to get medium, since I stole it. And then go ahead and look up for me. And we're going to go right underneath her lashes. And I've got this flat concealer brush so it can just get right in there. And we're going to get that inner corner as well. Oh my gosh, your bottom lashes are even crazy long. That's so amazing. Do you use Lash Boost too?
I do.
I feel like your lashes were probably long before that though.
They were.
Yeah. So just making sure that we always get that inner corner. We don't want to forget about it. Look at that. Beautiful. And that color is perfect. You are perfect mixture. So again, just taking that flat concealer brush, getting right under those lashes and right in that inner corner. So Stephanie's like a dream client because the littlest amount of makeup and you're like pretty much done. So nice. All right, so she is all concealed. Just gonna give a little bit of highlight down the bridge of her nose, just for photos. I don't like to do a ton of nose contour all the time, but it does kind of bring dimension to the face. So we're gonna give her a little contour. You've got like cheekbones already. You don't really need to like chisel them out or create a lot of shape. Do you do a little bit along your
Just a little
cheekbones?
bit.
Yeah, you don't need a ton. So I'm gonna do just kind of like a soft, natural contour. I'm gonna start out with NARS Laguna. And this is just in a palette, but they do sell it separately. And I'm just gonna give a tiny little bit of color to her cheeks. Just a little bit to create some dimension. Again, she doesn't need a lot. My theory is if you don't need it, don't do it, because then it looks like you need it. You know? It looks like you're trying too hard. You're naturally beautiful. Just play up your naturally beautiful features, but don't overcorrect. All right, so we're just gonna give you a little bit of cheek. That's pretty. And just a little bit to bring it. I'm not gonna contour her forehead. She has like a perfectly sized forehead, so she doesn't need that. But I do want to tie in all the colors so that she doesn't look like she has like stripes on her cheek or anything. So I'm just using soft kind of feathering motions because I don't want to like get a strict line. I'm not going to like chisel out her cheek. I just want to shade. So just like this, a little bit of shading to the cheek. Just bring a little bit there, and then we'll come along her neck. Our necks are usually a little bit lighter because our face will shade our necks from the sun. But again, she's got color in her chest, so I want to bring that all together. Very pretty. I think I'm going to stick in the same palette and go with this kind of peachy blush. It looks like Orgasm, but it is not. Oh, it is. Just kidding. It looks like Orgasm, and it is Orgasm. And yes, I know that's a provocative name. If you do not know NARS products, a lot of them are very provocative. The boys behind the cameras are laughing. Believe me, when I had to sell these products, when I worked for Sephora, and you're selling it to like a 90-year-old woman, let me tell you, it was very interesting saying those names. But I love it. Francois NARS is amazing, and his products are amazing, and Orgasm is a very universally flattering shade. I don't really think about it anymore because I'm so used to hearing it. And I think a lot of people in the beauty industry or like that have, you know, experienced NARS products, it's like no big deal. It's like, oh yeah, Orgasm, that's the best one. But then these boys, it's pretty funny. So I'm just gonna give her a little bit of color on her cheeks. And I'm using just like a small, this one's kind of dense for a blush brush for me. It's the Morphe M523, but I do like that it really places exactly where I want it. So Stephanie has like a petite face. I don't want to like have too big of a blush on her, so I really want it exactly where I want it. So I'm just kind of like patting and blending as I go, just to give a nice flush. You like blush, you wear blush, right?
I do.
Yeah. What's your favorite blush? Do you have like one that you're in love with right now?
I go between two from MAC that I switch between. They're both pinky.
Pinky, yeah. You look good in those pinky shades. All right. And guess what? I think I'm going to stick in the same palette and do her highlighter. Look at contour, blush, highlight. How easy is that? All right, so I'm going to do just a little bit of highlight. This is the LC F9 brush. Again, it's a little more dense for a highlight than I love, but it is going to get the highlight exactly where I want it. And you like a little bit of glow, right?
I do.
Okay, good. So we're gonna do the tops of her cheekbones. I am gonna bring it a little bit along her cheeks because I just wanna make her look nice and healthy and glowy and dewy. So again, tops of the cheeks. And this is like a kind of like a warm gold. Like I wouldn't say it's super yellow. It's definitely in the more neutral tones, but it just really complements the skin. Gives a nice little glow around those cheekbones. right in here. And I'm bringing it just to blend that blush so that she has a nice glowy, maybe a tiny bit on the bridge. Cool. I mean, easiest face ever to do. I've used like 4 products and she's pretty much done. That's a new word. I am going to, that's how you properly talk, not Amina. I am going to perfect her brows just a tiny bit. Do you do brows every day? Okay. Do you do pencil, powder?
Wax.
Wax.
It's like this wax powder.
Oh, we talked about this. See, I have beauty conversations in my days off. And we did talk about that. Yeah, it's that you do the double dip thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So she uses, was it Benefit Browsings? Look at this. You have a good memory. Mm-hmm. And I think I even had some wine that night. So she uses the Benefit Browsings, which is really awesome because some people will do like a dip in the 2 to create kind of like a colored wax. Some people will just use the powder, then seal with the wax. Some people will use the wax and then get the color with the powder. So I always ask people, you know, what they're using and how they use it. Today I'm gonna do a brow pencil just because I keep a lot of pencils in my kit. A lot of other things dry out, so I'm a fan of pencils. So we're gonna do a brow pencil on Stephanie. All right, so we're just going to perfect her brows. Got good brows too. And I'm just going to start by brushing them up. I always like to brush them up and kind of see the shape. So I kind of look for any sparse areas first. And I'm just gonna do little feathering strokes, just so it looks really natural, kind of like her brow hairs. So on the bottom, you can be a little bit more strict with your line because I think, personally, I like when it's a little bit more defined on the bottom and then on the top, having it a little bit more feathery. So you can draw that line and then just kind of brush it through. But if your bottom line is like jagged or not perfected, you can really tell. So I like to have that nice and perfected and then just brush it through. Do you get your brows done?
I do.
I may have to go to your person. They're really good.
I love her. Once a month.
Nice. I mean, I don't have much brow to work with, but maybe she can help a sad story like my brows. All right, so that brow is like perfect. I'm excited for that one. All right, and then I'm going to turn you actually just a little bit. So we're going to get her arch and her kind of tail end first. And I love using a spoolie just to brush through so you don't have any like really strict lines. I like brows just to look like, I always want to look like you naturally have what's going on. You know, naturally long lashes with your mascara or naturally perfect brows with your brow pencil or pomade or brow gel or whatever you use. Okay, just to recap, this was probably one of my easiest complexions. It was so easy, so thank you for having awesome skin. So just to recap, we went ahead and we prepped and primed the skin. So we prepped the skin with moisturizer, eye cream, and also a lip mask. And then we went ahead and used a primer. So I used the Hourglass Veil Primer to make sure everything stays on. And then we did the Armani, which is your foundation that you use, because I told her to buy it. So we used the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, and I did do 2 different colors. So number 6 was pretty much all over her face for the most part, and then we did a little bit of number 4 just to brighten under the eyes, kind of in this area as well as along the jawline. And then remember, we want to make sure that it's seamless with our neck, so we did do a little bit along her neck as well. And then I used that NARS palette, so it has Laguna, Orgasm, and the Orgasm highlighter. So the Laguna is what we contoured with, just really softly. She's got great cheekbones, so she didn't need a lot. We did Orgasm on her cheeks and the Orgasm highlighter to blend everything in. We also did 2 different concealers. So we did the Cover FX Power Play Concealer in Neutral Medium 1. And that was kind of to spot conceal anywhere that we need it. And that one lasts really long. So it's great for spot concealing. It's also great for under the eyes. But under the eyes, I did use the Elsie Concealer. I mixed 2 colors of that Elsie Concealer because I have stolen the medium one for myself. So I have light and medium tan that I mixed together basically to create medium. And I did that under the eyes, and then we perfected her brows with the NARS brow pencil. And I love it because you can use that pencil and then that spoolie on the other end to just create a really natural brow. And those are her natural lashes. She looks like she has mascara on already, but when she has mascara on, I mean, they literally look like lash extensions. They're so pretty. And that's her natural lip color because we just have lip balm. So this is her complexion, and it just looks really pretty, really natural, great for every day, but it's gonna look awesome for her party tonight. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and you look amazing. Thanks again for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below what you want to see next. All of the products used in my video are also linked below. And if you want to see more, follow me anywhere at Jill Powell Glam. Thanks again.